On today's show, women's volleyball takes on Southern California powerhouses USC and UCLA.
The football team gets ready for a road trip down to Berkeley after their bye week.
And the men's and women's basketball teams officially start their season with Midnight Mayhem.
All of that and more on Inside the Lines.
Hello and welcome to ITL. I'm Dominic Sheldon.
And I'm Riley Corcoran.
And we have a great show for you today. Let's get to the highlights. The Washington State basketball programs officially began their seasons with Midnight Mayhem, a kickoff event that hasn't been done in recent years, while coaches Dick and Tony Bennett were at the helm of the men's teams. The event featured three-point and dunk contests, as well as a scrimmage by the men's team. Let's take a look, shall we? New head men's basketball coach Ken Bowman comes to us from Portland State. He brings with him a new brand of basketball with a fast-paced offense and a shoot-first mentality, something opposite of the former coaching staff. Bowman has already been praised for his ability to recruit top in-state talent. The women's team is also expecting big things on the year with yet another highly touted recruiting class with players from Washington, California, and Germany. Coach June Doherty is excited about the team's chances to finish near the top of the Pac-10 and loves the support of the Cougar faithful. Speaking of the fan base, who's supporting the Cougs? President Floyd, who was on hand all night at Boulder watching volleyball and basketball. We start off with a three-point contest. Top returner Klay Thompson here on the white team nailed several threes in the contest, but was only the start of his night. Sophomore guard April Cook for the women, also on the white team, hits the rim here, but was a top performer for the white team. Also on the red team, forward Rosie Tornowski nailed several shots, including the money ball. Reggie Moore out of Rainier Beach was also a participant in the event, but his best came during the scrimmage, which we'll get to in just a second. For the white team, Heredia Moho from Germany, who Coach Doherty says may be the most athletic player on the team, also may have been the best shooter on the night, nailing not one, not two, not three, but 4 three-pointers in a row. Now the dunk contest, Marcus Capers started off the festivities with a between-the-legs dunk, followed by an off-the-glass windmill throwdown. With the help of Xavier Thames, Brock Modem couches the ball off the side of the backboard for his alley-oop slam, but his most creative dunk, up next. From the three-point line, Modem tosses the ball in the air, takes his shirt off, then runs onto the ball after the bounce to take it home. Both men and women's teams are impressed, as they should be. James Watson, also in the contest, his first round offering another alley-oop off the bounce, but not nearly as impressive as Modem's. In the final round, Modem goes with a more conservative windmill reverse dunk on his first attempt, and his second, a rock-the-cradle 180 reverse. But would it be enough? Marcus Capers, also in the finals, from the three-point line, approaches the basket, double clutches, and throws it behind his back. A solid dunk to say the least, but the final dunk of the night, well, I'll just let the crowd noise make the call for you. In the scrimmage, Capers would continue his winning form as a dunker after his dish from Xavier Thames right here. Klay Thompson, now normally known as a jump shooter, would get involved on the driving as well. Takes a few dribbles down the lane and throws a dunk down for himself. This guy's going to be fun now to watch. Reggie Moore, off the fast break, a Jordan-esque pose as he goes for the slam. Not much defense in this scrimmage though. D'Angelo Castro beyond the arc, why not? Let's just hope we don't see too much of that during the regular season. Some great passing here again on a fast break leads to yet another dunk, this time by contest runner-up Brock Modem.
Now it's time to talk about the hottest team on campus, the women's volleyball team. Despite getting swept in the Bay Area, the Cougs still were receiving votes in the polls as they welcomed in top 20 teams last weekend in USC and UCLA. First up for the Cougs were the 16th ranked Women of Troy. WSU got a quick start right out of the gates and never trailed, cruising to a first set victory 25-17. The second set, however, was not as easy for the Cougs. They built an early lead, but USC came all the way back to tie up the set at 24. The squads then traded points for ties at 25 and 26 points. Megan Ganser's cross-court kill had WSU ready to take a 2-0 lead, and a block by Rachel Todorovich and Brittany Tolman sealed the deal, winning the second set 28-26. Let's go out to Boulder for the third set as the crowd of over 2,000 was enjoying the match as well as getting ready for Midnight Mayhem, which followed the event. Freshman sensation Oceana Bush serves it up for the Cougs, and after an attempt to tap it over the net for USC, Renee Bordelon sets it up for Cassie Robbins, who delivers the kill, giving WSU an early lead. USC serving now and more of the same as Cassie Robbins gets her second kill already of the third set. Cougs up 3-0. A little miscommunication here for the Cougs, but it was one of those nights where everything went their way. Jackie Albright just tried to get it over the net, and it falls where no USC player was at. USC definitely did not look like the 16th best team in the country with one of their 7 service errors on the night. Check this out, a little reverse pass from Renee Bordelon to the southpaw, Rachel Todorovic for the point, and the Cougs were rolling at this point. Long rally here as USC made a great block at the net to keep the point alive, but it allows the setup to powerful kill by Megan Ganser to put the Cougs back on top by 2. USC on the serve again, and Coach Andrew Palaleo sets up the great play out of the timeout right here with a quick set to Renee Bordelon to Brittany Tillman, who got the women of Troy sleeping again. WSU had it all working for them this match as Bordelon sets it up for Ganser, who just taps it over the net to give the Cougs a 22-21 lead, and only 3 points away from a sweep of a top 25 team. During the timeout, there's Butch trying to rally the crowd together for the final points. During the set alone, there were 16 ties, 6 lead changes, and for the match, there were 29 ties and 10 lead changes, showing how close these two teams were to each other despite what the rankings had to say. Cassie Robbins took her time with this serve, making sure she preserved the lead for WSU, got it over after a great dig by Alex Jupiter from USC, catches the Cougs off guard to tie things up at 22. The next point is the same play we saw earlier as Bordelon quick sets it for Tillman, and she delivers, putting the Cougs back on top. Renee Bordelon had a great match for the Cougars, accumulating 40 assists. She serves it over right here, but Jessica Geisen sneaks it in to tie it up the score this time at 23. WSU on the attack now as Megan Ganser gets her biggest kill of the night, setting up